All right, guys, we are live, episode 52 of the Shooter's Mindset. Thanks for joining us. Man, we got a great show. Kelly's really excited for this one, man. Really excited. I just wanted to remind you guys who are joining us about the Q&A section in the bottom left-hand corner. Throughout the show, if you want to ask any of us here on the panel any questions, we will scan those and be sure to get them out to Shay and get those questions answered. You can also shoot over to the Shooter's Mindset on Facebook if you can't figure out the Q&A section some way or how. It's in the bottom left-hand corner. Pretty easy, but if you prefer Facebook, you can do it that way too. Here with my co-hosts, Schwell11. What's going on, Schwell?
Hey, what's going on, Anthony, Shay, Kelly? Good to be here tonight.
Yeah, for sure. Kelly Samsel's also in the house. What's going on, Kelly?
Hi, I'm here as long as the storm doesn't crash my internet or something.
Yeah, we're storming pretty good over here, but that's the usual for South Florida in general. Well, Florida in general, actually. But the man you guys came to see here is the owner of Akai Custom Guns, and that's Shay Akai. What's going on, Shay?
How are you? Very nice being here. First time, 52 episodes, and you finally got to me.
Yeah, we were saving you, and the same thing with Lesgar, or Speedy, as you guys may know him. He'll probably be on the show coming up here soon. But we definitely got a lot of questions lined up here, so keep the questions coming in. We got a great giveaway. A lot of you guys probably heard of it. It's on the Facebook page. Let's just hit that right now. Let's get that one out of the way. We've got a custom Akai slide ready to go, caliber of your choice. He has a couple there. So you're getting the cuts, all the goods. Just put the rest of it together, and boom, you got yourself. That's like a $700 value in itself there. So that's going out to a winner. We're having two winners on the giveaway today. We're also doing a Tactical Life T-shirt and Sure Grips. That's one of the designs in the background here. Hold on, my camera's not even on. In the background there, they also have a variety of designs. This one here I got going here. This is my favorite, the American flag one. And then we got some Rand CLP, 2-ounce bottle of the good stuff, the Rand CLP. So there's going to be a link posted in the comment section below this video. You can go follow that link, and you can get multiple entries into this giveaway by liking Akai Custom Shooting Team. They have a Facebook that they just put up. If you go like their page, and a variety of people who contributed to the giveaway, if you go like their page, you can get bonus entries. And that'll do it. Winner will be selected at either tonight, tomorrow. It ends at 12 midnight Eastern tonight. So there you have it. There's your giveaway. Schwell, what do you have, man? There's anything I know? I know there's a lot of stuff going on, and you're really interested about these open guns and the competitive pistol build in general. Do you have anything you're curious about to get off to start this one off?
Well, my first thing is this is my first time having any kind of communication with Shay. Thanks for joining us on the show and giving me the opportunity to talk to you about this stuff. But honestly, I'm coming in green. I know nothing about this stuff. I'm here on the Shooter's Mindset as a support, and I'm learning so much about the competitive shooting. And my number one question is, what am I getting with one of these platforms that I don't get from something right off the shelf or out of the counter?
From the ground up, we do the frame to slide fit one by one. They're not pre-machined. We machine every single one of them. We hand lap them in, so you get the best frame to slide fit you can possibly get. You get the best barrel fit you can possibly get. They're not mass produced, so our barrel fits are very, very different than other ones. We use the best possible parts we can find, the best safeties, the best trigger components, the best sights, the best slide stops, and so on. We custom fit it to you, so it's built for you. So whatever your hand size is, whatever the length of your finger, so we adjust the trigger length to you. You get the best finish possible. You get the most accurate pistol we can possibly build, the fastest, the flattest, the softest shooting, and basically a race gun, something that you can go as fast as you want to, and the gun will go with you.
Yeah, that's it's. I mean, we had a chance. Me and a buddy, the owner of Tactical Life, had a chance recently, about a month or two ago, to tour the shop over there, and it was funny. I mean, I thought I didn't I didn't know. I thought I knew a lot about this stuff, about a build up. And when we were talking about, we were there for like 2 hours talking guns. I had all this like 3K, all these open guns, had all these rifles and stuff we were playing around with, and the language that Shay was talking, I'm like, I'm just like, yeah, 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 but I had actually no idea what he was actually talking about, because what in depth that goes in, like a stroke and a sleeved barrel, like I didn't, that was all new to me. So like I said, I'm a Glock guy, I shoot IDPA. So that stuff was definitely news to my ear. So I definitely learned a lot, and during that tour, and we're hopefully gonna transfer that over to you guys here watching today.
Yeah, the 1911 design has come a very, very long way. Now with a new iteration of it, the 2011, it just opened up the market for high capacity with the best trigger possible and the best handling gun out there, really. Um, that's why we like them.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, the trigger on some of these guns, he just waits for your reaction. It's like as soon as you pull it, you just have that automatic like wow reaction, and then you check the reset, and it's like, damn, can that really get any lighter? I don't know if it can, but I kind of threw Schwell a question in the blind there, and Schwell kind of took it real easy, kind of threw me off my introduction question here. Just tell us a little bit more about yourself and your company for those who are unfamiliar with you at all, and how it all got started.
Um, Basically, I've always been a tinkerer. I've always been someone that takes stuff apart and puts it back together, from Legos from a very young age to every hobby I've ever been into. I've gone into it all the way from as weird as beer brewing, built a whole brewery and lines through the house, to fish tanks where I had whole filtration systems built by myself, and pipes running through the house, to motorcycles where build them completely, and then I got into guns and found a passion with guns because I can play with them as much as I want to and make them better. So that's where it started. But I had a very good career before this. I was doing very well. I ran an investment farm, a day trading farm, for a long time, but I was very bored. I didn't get to work with my hands, and every time I got a break, I would run in the garage and tinker with something. So I was insomnia. I couldn't sleep at night. Depressed. Made all the money in the world, but it wasn't good enough. And one day sat down with the wife and basically said, "Hey, we got to do something else." And a friend of mine back then had a company that he couldn't spend as much time as he wanted to with it. So I joined him and learned how to build a basic gun, and basically took off from there.
Yeah, very nice. I mean, it's crazy how you come from, that background, and then you kind of learn how to build a basic pistol into what it has formed into now. I mean, probably one of the, this is arguable, but probably one of the nicest, the best looking. Just if you knew nothing about it, and you just took one look at, you're gonna want that gun whether you're a competitive shooter or not. I mean, it just looks
I
like
appreciate that.
damn good.
We really put a lot of heart into it, and basically, it's not a job. It's not work. It's a hobby that people pay me to be able to do it. And and I appreciate every customer because they're basically allowing me to build guns. They're giving. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be able to do what I do. And I really enjoy it. And if I won the lottery tomorrow, I'd be here the next day on the mill again because I truly enjoy it. And one of the advantages of working with Lesgar, for example, is that I have a GM next to me, so whenever I make something, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And we're able to develop new ideas and just make a better mousetrap. So some of our ideas are evolutions of old concepts. Some of our ideas are new concepts. But we basically mix and match everything and try to come up with the best mousetrap we could possibly come up with. And it's continuous basis. I mean, I don't see it stopping. It's always going to go on. We're always going to try and make a better gun. And that's what I really enjoy out of it is developing the better mousetrap.
Now, Kelly, you had a couple questions coming in the pre-chat you mentioned. You want to hit one of those?
Yeah, sure. I had somebody ask if I want a gun built by you, what is the wait time for something in your shop right now? I'm gonna start out just here's what I want. You take care of everything.
Basically, it's 6 months, but it really depends on parts because some people want a 6-inch hybrid barrel in 357 SIG or so, something like that. And basically, what we have to do is we have to order the barrel, and we're dependent on the manufacturer of the barrel to come in. So some very odd barrels take us a little bit longer. Some of the grips or some of the different kind of frames, different kind of slides. So those may take longer, but the more basic guns, the parts are more accessible. They're usually a little bit shorter.
Yeah, there it is. So a little bit shorter, at about at 6 weeks there.
6 months, not
months.
6 weeks.
6 months, man.
And, you know, and one of the reasons for 6 months is because just the finish itself, because we send out the finish, we use iron bond or we use hard chrome. By themselves, that process is about a month. So, you know, there's no way we can make it faster unless we pre-make them. I don't really like it.
There you go. We had a couple of live ones coming in, so let's hit these. I know, Schwell, you got some. Also, if I think you can pull them from the Facebook. Also, if you guys aren't doing the Q&A, definitely get them over on the Facebook. I got Stone Guy here. Would you go with a 9mm Super Comp or a 38 Super? So just kind of one or the other.
I think he means 9mm 38 Super or 38 Super Comp.
Yeah.
I really prefer the 38 Super Comp above all. I mean, we can make a really, really nice 9mm, and it will shoot tremendous. But if you shoot a similar 38 Super Comp right next to it, you can really feel a difference. And if you really want to be super competitive, I highly recommend a 38 Super Comp. 38 Super Comp is the most reliable out of all of them. It's a straight case, straight wall case, and so on. The 9mm is a tapered case. The 9mm is a short case. The 9mm, there's so many different manufacturers of 9mm, so there's such a variance in brass. There's quite a few problems with a 9mm. Yes, we can make it run, and it'll run tremendous, but the easiest, the flattest, the softest shooting is always going to be 38 Super Comp. 38 Super is old school. 38 Super Comp replaced it. You can get more rounds in the mag, they're more reliable feeding, and so on.
There you go. Schwell, hit a couple that you had come. You with me, Schwell?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm having a slow connection thing. This question is from Jason Hirsch. This one is kind of a long question. He said, why a 2011? Also, with custom builds getting so good, but yet come with such a high price tag, to take a shooter and advance them into another level and take out the competition of skill out of the shooter, would it be cool to see a sponsored match by a company that provided all of the guns, such as, you know, something similar to, I guess, NASCAR, where everybody's at the same level, or having a match that's purely Akai guns and having the competitors shoot a complete match that way? Would you be down for that?
Why 2011? First of all, 2011 is basically an improved 1911. And 1911 is such a basic design, but it's genius. And the trigger is the best trigger out of all the guns out there. It's the shortest reset, crispest, easiest to manipulate. The grip angle is the best. Everything about it. Plus, it's so customizable, which is really, really nice. We can do anything we want to with a 2011 slide or a 2011 barrel. There's so many different configurations to it that we just can't do with anything else. I mean, Glock, you can't have a hybrid barrel, for example. Can have a bushing, a bull, so many different things. As far as one match with all exact guns, first of all, I can't really afford to supply guns to the whole match. That would be very, very expensive. And second of all, I think that's one of the cool things about this sport is that you basically, you run what you brung, and it's there's so many different flavors or different tastes even in guns. Even if you look at the top GMs, they don't shoot all the same gun. Even the guys who supply guns to you, they do light 6 inches, heavy full dust covers. They do short dust covers, super light. They do hybrids. They do stroked. Every single one of them shoots a different gun. So there's really no one flavor that I think we can do to satisfy a whole match.
Yeah, and I think he's what I got from that question too is like anybody who almost purchases a custom pistol or a 2011 or 1911 automatically has like a skill advantage or like an advantage over somebody else. I don't really agree with that. I don't think that's, it's more the skill of the shooter. It's the Indian, not the arrow type of deal. I mean,
you're 100% right, because if you look at Vogel or Savigny or any one of those guys, they can basically take any gun off the shelf and they can go compete with it. They'll do extremely well. They'll probably win. High Point, maybe not so much, but all the rest of them, yeah, they'll do extremely well. So it's definitely the Indian, but if you have a very nice gun, it just makes it that much easier, especially for the B class, A class, master class.
Yeah, definitely at that level where you're trying to get that bump, you're trying to get the GM, or you're that B class shooter trying to get to A class, and your times are almost there. Purchasing a custom build gun from Akai would definitely improve your numbers.
We see it quite a bit. Guys that are basically stuck in B or stuck in C, and then they get a really nice gun, and all of a sudden they shoot A, or masters shoot GM classifiers just by having a gun that actually does what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, for sure. Here, this one came in from Andy Stevens, and he actually did the work for me this show, and he submitted some really great questions, so I took a lot from him. He said, this one here, you are known for innovating with your guns, both in the terms of new designs and finding new uses for old concepts.
Yes.
Where does your passion come from?
I think the passion is something I was born with, frankly, because I do it with anything I do. I try to make things better. As simple as cooking or whatever. I just don't accept that this is the way it is and this is the way this is the way it's supposed to work, and just stick with it. Is we really try to make things better, and that's really what I love about this job. I'm not exactly sure where the passion comes from, but it's deep inside.
There you go. And this one also came from Wally, submitted this before the show. He said, what is the lightest trigger pull you recommend for a limited pistol and why? So that's part one question, then we'll get into part two question here after you get that one.
The lightest trigger pull for a limited gun, usually we set them up at 2. The reason why is because there's so much more recoil, so much more slamming in the limited gun that it's not necessarily that the sear bounces or anything along those lines. It's more that your finger bounces. If you loosen up your grip a little bit, the gun bounces inside your hand and touches the trigger finger, and you double. That happens quite a bit, especially on steel grips and very short resets and very light trigger pulls. So that's why 2 pounds is usually what we set up limited guns. Open guns we can go 1.5, and some of the guys run 1.
Wow. Yeah, I mean we I think we picked up Speedy's gun when I was there. Just what trigger pull was that gun at, and does he really what does he prefer to run?
Speedy does his own triggers. He does tremendous triggers. He does the best triggers I've seen, and usually runs us about 1.25 pounds. We run ones, but the lighter you get with the trigger pull, the more you have to maintain it. The less it's going to last. So you have to keep redoing the trigger.
There you go. Man, 1.25. Jeez. And also the second part to Wally's question was, what is the best way to determine the slide spring weight for the limited pistol? So what's the right spring weight?
That's actually a very good question that we get quite a bit. When someone is shooting, and there's people that shoot with locked elbows, there are people that shoot with really close up elbows, there are people that shoot and they crank on the grip so hard For example, Blake Miguez, is basically a vice. And then you have guys that really, really loosen up their grip and basically just let the gun do what it wants to do. And a lot of your elbows and your grip is basically part of your recoil system. So we can't really use the same recoil spring for every shooter out there. So you have some shooters that absorb a lot of the recoils with their hand, so we can use even a 9-pound recoil spring. And then you have some guys that are really, really beefy and can really, really crank down on the gun, and we have to use a heavier one because we still want the gun to function. So those are usually 13, 14. The best way to determine is basically shoot and see where the brass lands. The brass should land between 3 and 6 feet to your right. If the brass is shooting all the way to the other side of the room, recoil spring is too light. If the brass is dribbling out of your gun, you need to go with a lighter recoil spring.
Yeah, there's a good one. Schwab, what do you have? Anything on the live circuit?
Yes, sir. This question is from YouTube. MacPrice75 wants to know what your opinion is on the large number of cracked slides we are seeing lately in both open and limited division guns.
I have not. We had a wave of cracked slides about 1.5 years ago, and then about 2-3 months ago, we had a weekend where we had 2 cracked slides. So of all the guns that we build, of all the guns that are out there, we had one wave, and then we had another little blip. 2 slides in one weekend is really not a whole lot. The problem with the 2011 is that everybody reloads for it. And there is book loads, and there is what we load. I mean, for example, the book load for a 9mm with HS6 I think is about 6.7, 6.8 or so, and we load 9.0. We load 9.2, 9.4, and I've seen some guys load 9.8. It's 3 grains above recommended load. So you have to be so careful with your loading. That's one thing. Second of all, we have quite a few changes in powder. For example, if a manufacturer gets taken over by another manufacturer because one manufacturer goes bankrupt, when they take it over, there's going to be some changes. So every powder lot that you get, every time you get a jug chronoid, watch for pressure signs. Make sure that you don't have any pressure signs. There is a very simple reason why a 2011 slide cracks, and most people don't really understand that. But let me explain it real quick. If you look at the 2011, there's your slide, and there's your barrel. If the barrel sits inside the slide and sits straight inside the slide, there's no problem. But 2011 actually has, or 1911 actually has a 1 degree built into the barrel, into the slide. So what happens is every time the gun fires, and the very instant that it fires, not after that, because after that there's recoil, but basically the gun gets pulled apart. And the reason why it gets pulled apart is because if you have a 9mm, for example, a 9mm is a 3.55 bullet. The inside diameter of a barrel is 3.43. So you take a 3.55 bullet and you try to pound it through a barrel, you're going to pull the barrel forward. And at the same time that it fires, the case actually pulls the breech face, pushes the breech face back. So you have this motion on the gun all the time. It basically pulls apart and then it puts back together every time you fire. Now, pressure spikes make that pull much faster and much harder. Now, if you have a barrel that sits straight inside the gun, if you have a barrel that puts it straight inside the gun, the pull is going to be back and forth, no big deal. But because it's actually a 1 degree, every time that it pulls and pushes, it actually cranks on the slide this way. And that's why you see most of the cracks are right over here at the ejection port. That's because of that pressure spike. Now, some people don't agree with me, and I don't really care because that's what it is. But that's usually where we find it. We find it when the slides get too brittle. It depends on finishes. If the finish is too brittle, well, for example, if they harden it too much, the slide will crack. If there's too much of a pressure spike, the slides will crack. But normally, slides don't crack. Open guns that crack more than limited, but usually you can go 50, 60, 100,000 rounds on a slide without a crack, and then one day, all of a sudden, they'll crack.
There you go. There's the science behind that one. Kelly, what do you have? You have anything? I know you were asking about the stroke system going on with the pistols.
Yeah, and I know he has a couple examples he was showing us there in pre-chat. So if you can grab those and explain to people what's the difference between stroked and non-stroked.
Absolutely, no problem. This is a normal 1911, and usually when the gun fires, the slide slides back and hits the frame, and that's usually what you get. This is usually what you see. Now, when you fire a gun in slow motion, you will see a couple of things. First of all, that as soon as the bullet exits, that's equal and opposite reaction. Basically, the bullet goes forward, gun goes back, and you see a little bit of a muzzle rise. But then when the slide actually goes back and actually hits the frame, this action right there is what makes the gun actually rise up. So what we did is we pushed it back. This so happened to be an open gun, but it'll go all the way over here, and then you can see inside that you can actually see the hammer inside. So we use a lot more of the recoil spring. So instead of the slide actually begging against the frame, there's a lot more of the recoil spring to absorb it, and by the time it actually hits, there's a lot less energy in the slide, and therefore you don't have that. The biggest effect behind it is on a limited gun, when you shoot, there's always going to be a front side wiggle. And the wiggle is what really kills you, because you think that you're still on target, but the side's still wiggling, you're screwed. On an open gun, the same thing. Your dot is actually wiggling, and that's the worst thing that can happen, because that's when you get the Alpha Charlies, Alpha Deltas. If we can keep the dot going straight up and down, if we can keep the front side going straight up and down, that's when you get the doubles, the snake eyes. So that's the beauty behind it. I can go into how we do it.
Sure.
Okay. These are two slides, and you can see the reverse plug on this one is a stock reverse plug channel. This one is much, much shorter. We come in and we cut this, and then we recut the rails inside, and then we remount a new reverse plug inside, and then we make a custom reverse plug and a custom spring and so on, just to achieve that. And for us, it makes a huge difference. Basically, to put it mildly, it makes a 40 feel like a 9. It really reduces recoil by quite a bit.
So there you have it. There's some of the inside on that, man. That was nice. That's one of the things that I didn't know when you kept saying that word. He kept saying it a ton. He's like, this one's stroked. I'm like, okay. And then he actually showed me what he meant, and I was able to understand at that point.
Well, and frankly, it's not something we invented, something we resurrected. Dawson is actually the one that I know of. Maybe somebody did it before Dawson, but Dawson really put it up front. If you look at these two guns, you can see where the slide stop right there versus the slide in this one. You can see how much further the notch for the slide stop is back. So you can kind of see what they look like together.
There you go. I had a live one here come in from Chad Barber. He said, what is your preference right now for optics, frame mount or slide mount?
We've tried the slide mount. I wasn't impressed with it. I think it beats up the gun a little bit. It beats up the sight too much. I have not really been able to find a sight that lasts long enough. If it does, it's got to be bulletproofed, and you got to put epoxy inside it and so on, and re-solder it, and it still doesn't last very long. I'm a big fan of frame mounting.
There you go. Shwell, you got any live ones you want to hit on before we move on here?
Yes, sir.
Go for it.
Randy Arrowwood, he said this one's a softball question, but how do you prioritize balance? How do you prioritize or balance between badass cosmetics versus pure performance?
I don't. I think every gun should look good, because and you know, frankly, all of our looks have to be functional. For example, this slide has the dimples, and it's very grabby. So I mean, it looks really good, but it's also extremely grabby. This one, the super aggressors, they look good, but they also probably the grabbiest serrations we make. Turtle cuts. We had some complaints about our panel cuts before because they were not grabby enough. So what we did is we made them three-dimensional, so now they're a lot deeper, and there's a lot more to grab there. The looks have to be functional. We do not like to cut through a slide just for the sake of lightening a slide. If I'm going to lighten the slide, I'm going to do it on the inside or on the outside. I'm going to balance it. Everything has to have a function, but it's got to look good. But function has to have a purpose behind it.
Yeah, there you have it. Let's jump into the giveaway here. We're at the midpoint of the show here. I know a lot of you guys just joined in before that first announcement. We're doing tacticallife.net is doing a T-shirt design. Choose any T-shirt design on their website and any sure grips for any model of pistols they have them for. So that's tacticallife.net. Rand CLP is throwing in a 2-ounce bottle. So there you go, the best stuff. Rand CLP. We're also doing an Akai slide, ready-to-go slide, just kind of like the ones he was holding up there earlier doing that explanation. Any caliber of your choice, you know what I mean? You just get the frame, or just tell him to put it all together for you, and you know that really knocks out a big chunk of the cost of just having to buy one or have one built from the floor.
Or you can have your gunsmith do it. I don't care.
Yeah, there you have it. So all that stuff, we're going to do 2 winners. So one's going to get the slide, and then the other would get the T-shirt and CLP. The giveaway is going to midnight tonight. There'll be a link posted in the comment section below this video, or you can shoot over to the Shooter's Mindset on Facebook, and there will be a link to the giveaway posted there. You can get a variety of entries into this giveaway, probably up to about 7 or 8 of them if you're completely new to the show. And the winner will be selected on the Shooter's Mindset Facebook page either tonight or tomorrow morning. So stay tuned for that. And it goes to midnight tonight. There you have it on the giveaway. Let's hit some. I think I had a couple live ones. Schwell, do you have a couple live ones you want to hit or not? I can move on here.
I got a really quick one to piggyback off of the short stroke or the stroking that you guys just talked about. Jay Crispies asks, is stroked guns legal in single stack? I don't understand this question. Hopefully you guys do.
That's no problem at all. From what I understand, yes, they are legal because it's an internal modification. I think they're legal. I mean, I think there should be a ruling about that, but I'm not really sure. One of the things about stroking the gun is because we are shortening the reverse plug channel, is that it will actually show. It will actually show over here. So we usually do it only on full dust covers. For example, full dust covers or the Butler cut. That's a stroke gun. But if you go too far back, it will basically show the spring mechanism, which of course looks ugly.
There you go. I had one here coming from Richard. What metals do you use for the frame or slide? Titanium versus steel? What do you got as far as metals used?
Most SDI frames are 4140. It's a great metal. They use 4140 on their slides as well. That's the steel ones. Caspian uses 4340. I prefer 4340. It's machine's nicer. It's got a little bit more give to it. So I like those a lot. Titanium, we just got in a titanium frame, a titanium grip. We're going to marry that with a stainless slide. We're going to put rails on it because those two materials that just don't belong together. I usually don't like doing stainless steel and stainless steel. There's a lot of people want a gun that's not finished. The problem is that there's a certain metal hardness to these metals. They usually run about 28-32 on the Rockwell scale. If we put iron bond on them, it puts them up to the 50, 55, and that's when it gets really, really hard. So the frame to slide fits last you a lot longer if you actually harden up the surfaces. But iron bond and hard chrome just harden the surface. They don't actually harden the metal itself, which is beautiful. I don't want to harden the metal itself because that becomes brittle. But that's as far as the metals. I try not to use too much stainless steel, especially because usually we leave it raw. If you use stainless steel and then you put iron bond on it or whatever, then it's much better.
And there you have there's another good one from Andy Stevens that he submitted. Does one have to trade accuracy for reliability when it comes to a pistol build?
No, absolutely not. Accuracy comes from paying attention. You got to fit the frame to slide fit correctly. You got to fit the barrel correctly. There's a certain type of barrel fit that you have to do for accuracy. It just really taking your time and doing it right, doing it correctly, doing it basically by the book. Is it less reliable? No, it's not. And then again, of course, you have to define reliability. Is it a Glock that can go 10,000 rounds without cleaning? No, it'll never be a Glock that can go 10,000 rounds without cleaning. The more accurate the gun is, the more you have to clean it, and that's when you can maintain reliability. The 2011 is a system. You have the ammunition, you have the mags, and you have the gun itself. All of them have to be tuned together, and when you tune them together, the gun becomes extremely reliable.
There you have it. I wanted to give out a quick shout out to Adrian Tan, man. The dude's watching in Malaysia. It's like 9 in the morning right now.
Tremendous dude.
Yeah, tremendous, and he's waking up extra early because I know if I had a day off, I'm still sleeping past 9. So,
and he's one of the nicest guys you'll meet too.
Yeah, we talk quite a bit. I mean, he just sent me a Facebook PM that he can't make comments. So sorry for that, but he's got a question. Hold on, I'm going to pull this right off my phone. I usually don't do this. Is he making projects for subcompact guns? So do you have any projects coming up for subcompact pistol designs?
Not subcompact, but compact. I've posted this one before. I love this gun. This is a compact. Basically, it's a government frame. It's not a commander frame. It's a government slide. We cut it to match the frame. We used a government barrel, and also we cut it. We also sleeved it. So we took a bushing barrel and we put a sleeve on it. By the way, I have to talk about that as well. We put a sleeve on it, but we also stroked it, so the gun goes back a lot further. So you have a super reliable 9mm. It's exactly the same size as my Glock 19, which I'm not going to pull out right now, but I posted a picture of it. The gun shoots unbelievably well. It shoots just as good as any normal 5-inch we do. But this is about as small as I would do a 2011 style gun, and consider reliable, accurate, and soft shooting.
Yeah, I mean, the Glock 19 is, it's fair to say that that's probably one of the most concealed firearms that people, their choice. And, in a 2011, if you're a fan of that trigger and that accuracy that you can get from one of those pistols, there you go. I mean, you don't need to be, shooting competition to get one of these guns. You can just get a carry gun and, just shoot him, make sure you get your idea over to them. They can do pretty much anything. I mean, I even shot him over a design that I had in my head that I saw on I think it was a SIG pistol. They came out with this nice finish, slide to finish on there, and I told him, hey, can this be done? He's like, yeah, that's no problem. Take me some time, but I can get it done for you. So anything you can think of, shoot them an email, give them a call, and they'll probably, put it together for you. You also, when we visited the shop, you also designing some AR-style rifles. So what can we expect from an Akai rifle?
We're basically taking the same concept that we have with our handguns. They're still simple. I mean, they're not overly complicated. If you look at this gun, it's really not overly complicated. There's no holes through the slide. There's no magic finishes or anything like that. It's functional, and we're going to do the same thing with ARs. I want them light because I think a light gun is so much easier to control, so much easier to transition from target to target, so much easier for most people to handle. I want them fast. I want them super accurate. I want them as flat shooting as possible, the least amount of recoil as possible, the best triggers possible, and look good. And that's basically what we're gonna do. We even designed our own compensator, and we basically took our 2011 compensator, and we made it into a rifle compensator. Here's a longer one, so you can see they're basically the same, and it works awesome.
And one thing I know you can expect is they're very light. I mean, we picked them up. I mean, they're fast on the transition, man. They had the hand guard was like carbon fiber, very light build. Of course, if you don't prefer a light rifle, that can probably be worked out. You can change it. I know there's back and forth about weight. I believe what are you doing? You can pretty much do any size barrel, but the ones we were messing around with were 16-inch guns, right?
Yes. One of the things we're really lucky with is we are in contact with quite a few incredible shooters. We have our own 3-gun shooting team. So anything we come up with, anything we try out, we go out to the range and we swap everything. We swap ball carrier groups, we swap lowers, we swap uppers, we swap trigger groups. Everything right there at the range. Hey, try this, try this, try this. Run a stage with this, run a stage with that. And that's incredible R&D for us. We also have some of the best shooters in the world shooting our guns, so we can always send them a gun and get their comment on it. As far as the barrels are concerned, we're using Adams Arms barrels. Adams Arms is a company that I really, really appreciate, really respect, and I went to visit their facility. Incredible facility. We do a 14.5 that's a mid-length gas system. We do a 16.5 that's a rifle-length gas system, and we do an 18 that's a rifle-length gas system. I think that's basically the 3 best sizes out there.
And those are available on the site already, or are those coming soon?
They're coming soon. We're still in the last few phases of doing them. You can buy a rifle right now, but they're not full blown for sale yet.
Yeah, and what that kind of popped another question in my head. When you do a test run, on a pistol, I remember you telling me you have Speedy go into the range and just hose it down, and if it that's kind of the R&D. Is there anything else behind that of testing a pistol before a customer, or just a new design in general?
It's a two-part question, really. As far as before a customer, we basically we make the gun so they look like this. They're completely raw. We fit the barrel. We fit all the components into it, and then we take it to the range and we check it for function. We make sure it's ejecting correctly. We make sure it's feeding correctly. We make sure the mags drop. We make sure that it cycles fast enough. There's no hiccups, and we basically break it in. So we shoot 50 to 100 rounds of every gun before anything else. And then we bring it back to the shop and we blend everything. We raise the front strap, we raise the back strap, cut all the corners, shave everything, sand everything. We send it out to finish. When it comes back to finish, we reassemble, and then we test it again. We run it again to make sure that nothing changed, make sure all the surfaces are wearing correctly, make sure that the finish didn't add material anywhere that it's not supposed to, and so on. As far as R&D, I'm going to show off a little bit. A lot of people ask us how we come up with compensators, and what I do is, because I work on manual machines, is I make them by hand. So this is our original compensator, and then we made all kinds of different models, and all these models, I can keep going, all these models of compensators, we basically go to the range. I have more. We go to the range. These are just some of them. We go to the range with a bunch of guns, and then we start. We don't lock the compensators on, and then we just start shooting. And I have Lesgar shoot it, and he's really, really good at telling me exactly what a dot is doing. And whatever compensator he liked the most, we bring it back to the shop. We come up with a few more variations of it. We go back to the range and we do the same test over and over until we have something we really, really like. We don't use any fluid dynamics. We don't use any computer programs or anything like that. We use actual shooting, because you can't develop anything better than actual shooting. Let me address compensators real quick. I hope we have time. Is that okay?
Go for it, man. We have all the time.
Okay. As far as compensators are concerned, I get a lot of people calling me and saying, "What's the flattest compensator out there? What's the best compensator out there?" And it's very different. You could have a compensator that's extremely flat, and that used to be our complaint about our older compensators, that the gun was actually too flat. They couldn't track the dot. And if you watch a Max Michel or any one of those guys shoot, they actually watch the dot go up and down. Now, if you have a dot that goes straight up and down, it's much easier to track. If you have a dot that's flat but does this, you have a lot of alpha charlies, alpha deltas. You have mics and so on, because you don't know where your second shot is. You think you're flat, so you just squeeze the trigger twice, versus a comp that's got a little bit more rise to it, but it's stable. And the nice thing about stability is you can basically shoot one, it comes back, you time the gun, you shoot again, and what we noticed is a straight up number of snake eyes. For example, this system. This system has got the V-holes and the compensator, and the beauty behind it is the snake eyes. If you look at a definition of the best open gun out there, is you want snake eyes. You want to be able to aim at a target once, squeeze the trigger twice because you know the timing of your gun, and get 2 in the alpha. If you get Alpha Charlie too much, you're going to lose the match.
There you go. There's the design behind those. Good stuff. Kelly, what do you have? I know you've been a little bit quiet. She was excited. She's like, who's coming up next? I'm like, Shy's coming up. She's like, oh man. She was real excited about it. So what do you have what do you have on your end?
I'm just listening. I'm soaking it all in. So then when I tell him what I want, I'm not going to sound stupid because I don't know what I'm talking about. We had somebody ask about what grips you recommend.
What grips?
Polymer, steel.
Okay, so polymer grip. I love our steeple grips. They're aggressive, which means that if we make them super aggressive. If you want to, you can take sandpaper to them, and you can reduce them quite a bit. I'll make them your own. Personally, I love the plastic grips because they have a little bit more give to them. They actually absorb some of the recoil. They are absolutely tremendous. The other grip that we have been using lately is the Phoenix Trinity grip. This one is basically the standard texture or the medium texture. It's a beauty. We've never had one crack. That's the number one thing about them. They do make the gun completely different. They absorb quite a bit of the recoil. Some people love it. Some people don't. Most people love it. They are very well made, very well machined. There's also the ones like Speedy's using, which is a cheese grater. Comes with a free pack of Band-Aids. These are extremely sharp. The gun is really not moving at all. As far as aluminum, if you're shooting minor, aluminum is really nice. If you're shooting major, I would definitely go with steel. That's about it.
Yeah, well, I mean, we definitely. I had all those guns, all different type of grips, and I definitely was a fan of that steel one, man. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was the weight. It was just the texture on it. That was probably most likely what it was. Man, it was just really solid. So look into the steel ones if you're looking. But like you said, it depends on the division. But if you're shooting open, definitely look into those steel ones, man. It's just they look great on top of that. So just very functional.
You know, the amazing thing about it is they add about 10 ounces to the back of the gun, and a lot of people say, oh, it's going to be too heavy. But if you have a 20-round mag of 40, it's a lot heavier than a grip. So what do you care what you add to the back of the gun? It's basically the same thing.
There you go.
I wouldn't do it on a 9 minor gun, for example.
Let's see, Schwell, you had some live ones coming in because I don't know if the Q&A section on my end. I was getting some messages saying that they couldn't send in a question, so I don't know if that's down or what's the deal. So if you guys aren't able to get your in the Q&A app any live questions in, shoot over to the Shooter's Mindset Facebook page and post them on our wall, or there should be a section pinned to the top there.
I have a YouTube question from John Finley. He says, Shay, with so many different shooting competitions, IDPA, USPSA, Scale Challenge, 3-gun, what is your favorite style to build and design?
That's a tough question. I don't think I really have a favorite style. We've been doing a lot of 3-gun 9mm, and I love doing those. You have to make a very light gun, very functional gun, very accurate gun. Amazing thing about 3-gun, they actually take much longer shots than we do in USPSA. I heard one of the matches lately had a 100-yard shot, and you'll never see that in USPSA. So they have to be everything, reliable, and ones that are tough enough that you can throw into a bucket. I love building those. I love building the open guns because they have all of the, there's so much freedom with an open gun. There's so much I can do with an open gun. I love building limited guns because it's kind of a bread and butter. I like building single stack, so basically everything.
There you have it. I think, Schwell, you had a follow-up question to that, and then I had a couple come in here.
I have another question, and I think this one is geared toward your 3-gun and your shooting team. But is it true that Akai Customs is coming out with a Tactical Joe model? And when can they expect those to ship? That question is from TJ Parrish.
Hi, Brandon. No, it's not true. We're not quite at that level yet where we can build a tactical Joe level.
There you go. Give us one more, Schwell, if you have it. I got one that just came in from Brandon Dubois. I gotta see. You know.
This
Oh
question is
no.
also from YouTube, and this one is from Mike Gomez. He said he's going to switch it up a little bit. This one isn't about the 2011. It says, how hard is it to get a CZ Shadow? It has been hard for him to find over the last few months.
CZ Shadow has been extremely difficult to get. CZ Custom gets them. Matt Mink gets them. The problem with CZ is that they really are a major manufacturer, and they come up with some incredible models, like PO7, PO9, that have really taken off in the law enforcement and the military market, and they sell so many of them that the CZ Shadow is such a small market for them that really, why would they sell us guns? You know, when they have such a humongous market with guns that are much, much easier to manufacture.
We have, and you know, we've been talking a lot about the 1911 and 2011 design, but you also, if you guys currently own like a CZ and you guys want some work done to it, they can also go to you, and you know, you have a history of doing work on CZs as well.
Yeah, actually, the World Shoot team, the junior team, 3 out of 4 are going to be shooting our gun.
There you go.
Production team.
Nice.
What do we have here? Any future projects or goals or any new designs you guys got in the work that you can talk about?
Our new designs basically are a result of cigars and scotch. And, oh, let's come up with a new design. I really enjoy building the carry gun. I think it's going to be really a good market for us. There's so much going on over there. It's extremely high end. The market is so much bigger for it than the competition market. And I really enjoy what we can do with a small gun. It's really beautiful. So we're going to do some more R&D with it. We're sending this one to Keith Garcia, and Keith Garcia is a pretty well-known shooter. We're going to let him rip it apart and abuse it, and then see what he thinks about it, and then basically start a line of those.
There you have, yeah, Keith Garcia. We had him on episode 3 of the Shooter's Mindset, so very early episode. We had, at the time, Keith was, you know, $50,000 winner, 3-Gun Nation. You should go check out that show with Keith and Chris Anderson. So that was a great show.
Incredible guy, absolutely incredible guy.
And we were, I kind of laugh when I look back at those earlier episodes. Man, we had Keith Garcia the 3rd episode. You know what I mean? Like, how do you get Keith that early? I don't know, but we made it happen. I think it was a big thanks to Jesse Tischhauser on getting me him. But
if I may plug, 50,000 he won with our gun. So.
There you have it. There you have it. I mean, Brandon wanted to ask a question here. I kind of posted it in the chat here.
I saw that.
He said, if you were locked in a room for 12 hours with an unlimited amount of alcohol, but had to be locked in with branded 38 Super Dub, Dib, whatever, I don't even know what he's calling it, Brandon Dubois or Andy Stevens, who would you prefer, and what alcohol limit would you pick?
Well, first of all, I really can't pick between the two of them. I love them both, and I know what they like to drink. So I would probably do White Zinfandel for them.
There you go. Oh, very nice. We had to get that one out there. Give us one more, Brandon, on that level, if you can, in the Q&A. For some reason, it's working for him and not many other people. Let me see. Got one in here for Rich. I like shooting limited guns. Just tried an STI 2011. My friend bought at 10 yards, and I shot 6 days on a head target. What does he recommend for shooting factory ammo in his gun models? So factory ammo.
Factory ammo works. We don't prefer it, but it does work. We don't really have a preferred brand as far as factory is concerned. We really like the hand loads. We like the longer ammo. So the longer ammo you can find, the better your gun is going to function. And then it's a matter of finding the cleanest ammo that you can find. Most factory ammo is a little dirty. Um, you're always going to do better with end-loaded ammo.
There you
I
go.
don't really have a recommendation for factory.
There you have it. So they do run, but prefer to reload your own load. And then most people who are shooting 2011, I mean, usually are reloading. I mean, that'll be news to my ear to the person I see shooting factory ammo to those guns. But you never know there. Richard White submitted this one. How difficult is it to pack so many Unicorn Awesome into one pistol?
We have a bunch of elves in the back that pack all the unicorn awesomeness into a pistol.
He also wanted to know how many bananas does Lesgar eat in a day?
You know what? There's actually it's one of the secrets for his success. And he delivered a gun in one of the last matches, and the shooter, as a gift for delivering the gun, gave him a bunch of bananas. And you know, Lesgar is an amazing person. I have all the respect in the world for Lesgar. Before he goes into a major match, he starts dieting. He eats super clean. He eats yams and all the Jamaican stuff. He stays away from alcohol, stays away from carbs. I'm sorry, the processed carbs. He stays away from heavy meats. He really puts a lot of effort into it, and bananas just give him the energy, and he absolutely loves that. And he performs extremely well by watching his diet. He does CrossFit. Incredibly dedicated dude.
Boom, there it is. Let's jump into the lightning round here. I kind of slacked on this one. Last show's lightning round, which was pretty good. It was a user submitted, a fan submitted there. So let's get these one out here. Just quick yes or no questions on this one, Shai. And so I guess there's no 1911s or 2011s. Are you going with the Glock M&P or XDM, all-around shooter, carry? What are you going with?
I have to go with Glock.
Yeah, he said he carried a Glock 19, so that was pretty. If you were listening earlier, you probably would have guessed Glock. Agreed there. Big Mac or the Whopper?
I love Whoppers. I'm crazy about Whoppers. I don't like Big Macs.
Yeah, I like the Big Mac from time to time. 9 or 40 Smith? What are you going with if you had to carry one?
9, definitely.
Yeah, agreed there. Zombies are outside the window of the shop. What are you grabbing to get the job done? Pistol, shotgun, or rifle?
Well, I do carry zombie killers in my gun, so I used my Glock with the zombie killers.
And there it is. This is if you can only reload on one press, is it the Lee or the RCBS? No Dylan.
I'll get the Dylan then.
What was that? You broke
I'll
up a
get the
little bit.
Dylan then.
The Dylan, there's no Dylan. You gotta choose between a Lee and a RCBS.
Oh, so
The red or the green press?
I guess red. Frankly, I've always been Dylan, so they've been so good to us, so we always go with Dylan.
There
But
you go.
Red. I like red.
The red one. Your after match, after a match, or you're away on the town. Are you doing Denny's or IHOP for breakfast?
IHOP. Definitely IHOP.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Bruce Lee, Chuck Norris get into a fight. I'm kind of tired of this one, but we're gonna put it out there anyway. Who do you got winning in a fight? Bruce Lee.
It's already been done. Bruce Lee won.
Yeah, people say that he won in a movie. He's not gonna get his ass kicked in his movie. That type of deal.
I believe everything in the movies.
There you go. It's a good way to. I think we had one more. We had AR or AK. Zombie gun. I don't know. Are you going with the AR or the AK?
I love my ARs. I'm a big fan of ARs. I mean, we do AKs as well, but I really like my ARs.
And then we have the Chevy and Ford question. If you can only drive one, is it the Chevy or the Ford?
Oh, Ford truck, Chevy car.
There you go. We'll take that.
The
Shmuel, you have any?
motorcycle, right?
Yeah, the motorcycle. Yeah, we got a chance to.
You can do the motorcycle. That's more me.
There it is. Shmuel, you got anything live you want to hit on?
No. We had a bunch of questions that just poured in, but I'm not even sure when these questions were posted. It looks like there's been a problem with YouTube today.
Yeah, that's what
We
I'm
didn't
getting
talk
on
about the
my
sleeve
end.
barrel.
What's that?
I don't think we talked about the sleeve barrel.
No, we didn't. I had that here listed here. Let's hit.
Right.
We talked about the stroke system. We talked about the steel grips and the comps, but we left out the sleeved barrel. What is that all about? Because it's news to my ear. What is it?
Okay, so sleeve barrel. Again, it's not something I invented. It's something that other incredible gunsmiths are doing every day. It's not our original idea, and it's pretty well known, but it's not very well known in the competition market. It's very well known in the Philippines, but overseas, but not here. Basically, you take a cart barrel. This is just a normal government bushing barrel, and you thread it. And we have these sleeves machined for us, and then we thread them on top, and we Loctite them together, and they become basically a bull barrel. It becomes a very high quality bull barrel because we are able to control the accuracy. We're using a very high quality barrel, and actually the combination actually weighs more than a normal bull barrel. My assumption is, and I don't know that for sure, is that initially the bull barrel started that way, and then somebody says, you know what, why don't we just machine it out of one piece and make a bull barrel? I love that system because I love the cart barrels. They're extremely accurate, 4150 mil spec steel. They're broached and not button rifled. And we're just able to get tremendous accuracy out of them. It's also good for overseas because a lot of them are not able to get bull barrels. So by doing this kind of system, they can do it overseas as well. Not knocking the stainless steel barrels. I mean, everybody runs stainless steel barrels. We run all of our open guns have stainless steel barrels, mainly SVI. Basically, 99% of them are SVI barrels. They're incredible barrels. On our very high end, we use the sleeve system. It takes a little bit more labor, a little bit more finesse to it, but we're really, really happy with the end result. Of course, we cannot do the hybrid type of barrels. That can only be done in stainless steel so far, but that's about it.
There you go. I'm going to fly through some of these Q&As. Some of them are actually just, from Rich and Brandon at this point. Richard White says, ain't nobody got time for a Lee. He knows that I load on a Lee press. That was my first press that I got into loading with. And I got a lot of scars from that press. So I recently got like a 550 Dillon there. I'm still in the process of setting that one up, but I still have the Lee set up. And again, problem after problem. But you gotta. I became pretty good at fixing that problem every 200 rounds or so. So there you go. Let me see. What is it? Where's Steve Durant? Did he get fired, and why? Steve.
Yes, I replaced him. Don't tell him anything else, Anthony. I replaced Steve. I'm prettier, sexier, and I smile more.
There you go. I mean, he took the words
He's
out
still
of my
there.
mouth.
He's on your background, Schwell. I see his little
Thanks
Mickey Mouse Club logo.
Thanks for ruining it, Kelly. Thanks.
Yeah. Steve
He's
had a
shooting
compliment
you.
this. I got a couple. It seems Stone Guy's trying to get in contact with you, Kelly. He said that you received his PM. I don't know. So I don't know if trying to contact you for something. Stone Guy probably wants you on one of his many live shows as well. Who knows? Just taking a wild guess there. Let's see.
I'm unsure.
Let me see here. We got a couple. I don't know if you got any on Facebook you want to hit, but I got like one more question we can talk about, and then we can go to the rundown. So if you guys have any live questions, let's give away one more time, and then we'll run it down.
I have quite a few on YouTube that we could run through.
Go ahead, go for it.
This question is from Discover Trails. It says, Shay, what style and brand of 1911 is a reliable, affordable gun for beginners to purchase and then upgrade as shooting skills improve?
As far as 1911, I'm really a big fan of Den Wesson. I've had really good luck with them. When I started, I think they do They use pretty good parts, and I think they do good frame to slide fit, and they're very reasonably priced. Um, I would replace the barrel bushing on it, and I would the trigger is pretty good, and do the front side. I mean, you're basically in business.
Yeah, hit one more if you got it. I said you had a couple. Love the cocker. You with me, Shaw?
Yes, I'm sorry. My mic is moving extremely slow. When talking optics mounts, specifically with 9 major, is it better in the long run to just use a 90-degree Seymour mount or chase ejector tuning, in your opinion? That is from Matt Price, 75.
Um, you know what? The RTS2 is absolutely a genius site, and they've improved it, and we're getting a shipment of new ones in. And when you do the RTS2, I don't have one on the table over here, but basically it completely clears the ejection port. So when the gun is actually ejecting, the optic is over here, completely clear. And then you still have almost the same size window as a normal Seymour, and you have it upright. I'm not really a big fan of the sideways mounts. I think that playing around with the ejector, extractor, mags, and ammo is basically the best solution for that.
Go ahead. Go on the next one, Shrill. I think, yeah, like I said, there was an issue, and I think they all started popping up all at once. So we're going to try to run through these live questions here.
This question is also from YouTube, and this is Belt Jones 1. He says, you use government slides and frames, but aren't the slides and frames made in the private sector much better?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
The question is from Belt Jones 1. He says, you use government slides and frames, but aren't the slides and frames made in the private sector much better?
It's very true, but when we say government, we basically are talking about 5-inch, which is the normal size, and it's called government because it was government issue originally. There's government size, which is a 5-inch barrel, and then there is commander size, which is 4 1/4, and of course there's the long, which is 6, and there's officers, which is 3, and we also have 5.4. But government doesn't refer to where it was manufactured at; it refers to the size. It's just a nickname for it.
Okay, and one last one from YouTube. This one is from Discover Trails again. What brand magazines comes with a gun ordered from Akai Customs, and what magazines have you seen work best for a single or double stack 1911?
For single stack, we really like the Wilson mags, and they're a competitor of ours, but we love their mags. We think they make the best mags out there. It's the only mag that we recommend to use with our guns, and we test all of our guns with the Wilson mags. The EDMs are really good. Even the 47Ds are really good. As far as the 2011 itself is concerned, we really like the STI mags because there's no real modifications that are necessary to the frame. Somewhere along the lines, STI and SBI separated their ways, and it's almost 2 different guns at this point. And the SBI mags, to fit them into an STI frame, you have to cut quite a bit around inside the STI frame to fit them right. But we've had really good luck with the STI mags. No problems at all.
Yeah, I have one here coming from Nathan LeDuc. He says he loves the carry model you posted on Facebook recently. Is this going to be a model that will soon be ready to order for the public? So is that going to be ready to go?
Yes, it will be. I'm very, very excited about it. If I could show it off again. It is tri-top. It's got a French border. All of the serrations are recessed in so they don't get caught on anything. The barrel is sleeved, so you can see it's really nice. It's all the same length. It's got night sights on it. It's blended. It's a 2-tone iron bond. It's got a cart barrel in it. It's got a thumb shield on it. Just really incredible little gun.
Yeah, we had one here from Rich White. I think there was a correction here on this one. On your preferred club, do you like rhinos, spearmint rhinos, or what's the other one? Is it Sassfire or the other one? How do I know this, right?
Oh my god.
I have no idea what he's talking about. I've never heard those names before.
There you go. Trying to stay out of
But
trouble there. Nice call.
I thought he was talking about gum.
But Tootsie's is much better.
When originally I saw that one, I thought spearmint. Where's this? Must be a real inside joke. And then they did some corrections in the Q&A, and I was able to pick up on it. And that's all I got in Q&A. But there's you always hear about certain calibers that just do not work reliably in a 1911-2011 platform. In your experience, what caliber just doesn't do well with the 1911?
Frankly, we're able to make quite a few calibers work with a 1911-2011 design. There are some calibers that we have a great difficulty with. 10 mil, for example. 10 mil is a much longer case than even a 45 or a 38. So just to make it go over the hump takes quite a bit of finagling with the extractor and the feed ramp and so on. So 10 mil is pretty tough. 9 mil, especially in limited guns, it's easy. 1911s and in single stacks, 9mm is really easy. In open guns, it takes a little bit more finesse, but not a whole lot. 357 SIG, I don't really care for the caliber, and I don't really care for making it work in a 2011. Just the way it stacks in the magazine, it's a little bit different. But 45, 40, 40 single stacks are incredible. 45 single stacks are incredible if you have the right mags. But generally, we build 9x23s. We're actually building a 9x25. Quite a few calibers, and no problem at all.
Yeah, you mentioned 357 SIG a couple times. I mean, and a good buddy of mine really loves that caliber. I don't know why. I think it's a good defensive caliber, but he likes that caliber so much that he would actually, want a 2011 build specifically in 357 SIG. Do you see any advantage to that caliber in like a race gun, limited gun?
The only advantage is in some countries overseas, they do not allow military type of calibers like 9mm or 40 or 45 because that's what the military uses. So they have to use something different. So that's where the 357 SIG comes in. But in the U.S., I see nothing but disadvantages to it. If you look at actually ballistics of it, a 9x23, for example, is a much better caliber, and you can stack a lot more in the magazine, and they're more reliable, and they're easier. You can get factory ammo that's just as hot or hotter than the 357 SIG, and more mag capacity.
There you have it. Yeah, he was telling me, he tells me a lot about the 357 SIG, and he's like, since it's such a high pressure round, when you combine that with a compensator of a race gun, it'll kind of, the recoil won't be as bad, yada yada. I just wanted to get your opinion on a 357 SIG race gun or limited gun. I've never seen one in person or heard of too many people who would actually even want that caliber built. So there you have it. Just wanted to get your opinion on that. Kelly, do you have anything? I see you smiling over there.
I'm just trying to fathom who would actually want that. But I do want to remind people that I see on Facebook where people are saying enter me in the giveaway, enter me in the giveaway. We don't do that anymore. Make sure you click the link. That's promo simple something to enter the giveaway because we don't want all of you upset with us in the end when you say you didn't get to enter because we don't do it like that anymore.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you, Kelly, over in on the Facebook. But so if they're doing it on any of your posts, you can just kind of shoot it over to them.
It's on one on the Shooter's Mindset page where we're getting all the questions. Okay. Right, they're just not seeing it.
I even posted it in there a couple of different times. So if they're missing it, it's on them.
There you go. Thanks, Charlotte. Just tell us the way it is, man. If you don't see it, you're screwed out of the giveaway, man. Just don't even bother. No, but it should be in the YouTube comment section. So take a little scroll bar, scroll down. It's there. It was probably posted in the very beginning of the show, so you probably got quite a bit of scrolling to do. And it's probably posted multiple times over on the Shooter's Mindset Facebook page. Since we're talking about it, and we're coming down to the end of the show here, let's announce it one last time. Again, this is going to 12 midnight, so we'll probably finish at about 10:30 right now. This is Eastern time. You still have an hour and a half, to share the link. You probably don't even want to share it because the more people that get in, the less chance you win. So, you know what I mean?
Right.
That's
I
the
know
thing.
people are probably killing me. Don't remind people. Don't remind people. But
Yeah.
sorry.
There we go. Tacticallife.net. It's throwing T-shirt design. Any T-shirt design they have on their website, you can pick that one. Sure Grips is also available. That's all coming from tacticallife.net, so you can choose any set of Sure Grips they have. Rand CLP is throwing in a 2-ounce bottle of their awesome CLP as usual. Big supporter of the show. Thanks to them. Um, Also, a Akai slide ready to go. Caliber of your choice.
And cuts of your choice as well. We're not going to stroke it. Stroking is extra, but all the side cuts, the flat top, the side alignment lines, the French borders, the tri tops, the different types of serrations we offer, anything you want to in any caliber you want.
Yeah, so that's a big discount off of a lot of people who probably can't afford or just don't want to pull the trigger yet on a big open gun or limited gun. If you win this, man, you just got to buy the other half and you're good to go.
Or if they want, if they just want a facelift to their gun, or if they want, if their slide is worn out, they can just get a new slide, new gun, basically.
Yeah, very nice. Like you said, 12 midnight it ends tonight. Giveaway link is in the YouTube comment section below, and also over on the Shooters Mindset Facebook page. And we'll have 2 winners this time. A winner will be selected on the Shooters Mindset Facebook page. So even if you don't have Facebook, you can still check over there. I don't like to chase people, so if you just don't contact me within a few days, I'll just select somebody else. And you know what I mean. If you won that slide and find out that I chose somebody else, I'm pretty sure you're gonna. Don't be mad at me. I warned you here. So there you have it there. And this is gonna be the last time I announce it during the show, but 12 midnight is the contest ends. So there we go. Kelly, do you have anything you wanna hit on before we go to shoutouts?
No, I'm good. I'll just say that if you don't claim it, then it just gets to stay within our little family, and we'll fight them, amongst ourselves for it. How about that?
There you have it. If just a question for you here. I know you wanted to shoot. I know you want, an Akai gun. What are you thinking right now? We talked a lot about it. What type of design do you have playing in your head? Are you going open? You're going limited? What caliber are you thinking?
No, I mean, I would like to shoot open, but I've seen just ones for 3-gun, just for, the TAC Ops class that are just smooth shooting, TAC drivers, slick. It's just crazy. So, yeah, I would definitely want it for 3-gun for sure.
Probably
that can be arranged.
9 mil, obviously. I don't
yeah.
Would not need to go any higher than that. Schwell, what are you thinking here? You got any last minute Q&A? What gun are you thinking about after hearing all this, the good stuff?
The new shorty, of course. The new pistol. I'm waiting to get the details, the release date, the projected pricing. I think I'm going to be all over that because, I like the defensive pistol stuff and concealed carry. That's my thing. So I'm looking
anytime you guys want to come by, and yes, I'm not sure where you're at. I'm sorry, but if you want to come by the shop and shoot, you're welcome.
I'm here in Deltona, Florida. I'm near Orlando, Central Florida area.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you're gonna be down here this week, I don't know if he's in the shop on the weekends. I don't know if you guys can put something together last minute because I think Schwell's coming down this way. If you're gonna be at that steel match though Sunday, there's usually quite a few Akai guns out there. We might be able to shoot a couple rounds out of that. That's if you're able to make it Sunday at Markham Park. There's a steel match.
I think that's the plan, is to try and meet up with you on Sunday.
One more.
I have my kids every other week, so.
We had one more last overlooked here, but you have going on your website a Dakota Meyer Special Edition 1911. Proceeds going to a great guy. He's a hero in itself. Pistol. What's that all about?
First of all, Dakota Meyer is absolutely an incredible person. I've met him, I've hung out with him, I've drank with him, I talked to him on the phone. He's absolutely incredible guy. The most incredible part about him is he's one of us. He's just like every other guy. He's fun to hang out with. He is the first one to tell you that what he did is the same thing that any other Marine would do, Army or any soldier would do. But he did it, and he did something extremely heroic, and we're very thankful to him. We had the opportunity to build guns for him, and part of the proceeds are going to go to charity. They are tremendous guns. We used only the best of the best parts. These are frames that Caspian is making for us. They have a custom serial number on them. The slide itself is a Caspian slide. It's engraved with, for those who gave all on one side, and Dakota Meyer Medal of Honor recipient on the other side. We use cart barrel. It's a national match barrel. Every single one of them is fit by hand. Every single frame slide is done by hand. Every gun is blended by hand. Trigger job is done by hand. Every single one of them, they're not mass-produced guns. They're actually custom gun, and they're iron bonded. We try to give them the best of the best stuff. They come with a beautiful Patriot case. They come with a challenge coin, a Dakota Meyer challenge coin. We're very, very proud of those guns.
Yeah, and those are a single stack 45.
The only way to go for Dakota, yes.
There you have it. And that's going to do it from my end, man. I don't know if we want to hit any last-minute questions. If you have them, Schwell. But that'll do it. We can run it down from here.
I'm done.
All right. 2 shout-outs. I have one.
Go for it.
Me? Me first?
Yeah, you first, man.
Okay. Well, first of all, I want to thank everyone that has been there for us, everyone that has helped us from the very beginning. We've had tremendous help, tremendous friends, tremendous people that came forward and helped us every step of the way, and I owe those people a ton. Very thankful, and I remember every single one of them that's helped us out. Second, I want to thank all of our customers that have helped us out and supported us and believed in us and so on, and allowed us to get to where we're at today. And third, I want to thank our team. We work with a bunch of incredible, incredible people. We're very, very lucky. Every single one of them I call a friend, and I really, really enjoy working with every single one of them. So very thankful. So that's my shout out.
Yeah, I got to get a couple of these Q&A in here. This is from Brandon Dubois. Do you personally stroke it? And how much is it to get Reed to stroke it? Is there an upcharge for Reed to stroke the pistol?
Yes. Yes. That's a normal Brandon Dubois question that I can't really answer.
There you go. Richard White also wants to know, can we watch the stroking? So I'm assuming if you were at the shop, do you allow the stroking process to be watched?
There is an extra charge for that, yes.
Extra charge, there's an upcharge for that. Let me see real quick. Rich White also plugs in this one. Shay looks taller in real life. So FYI for people tuning in.
I look taller in real life? No, I don't.
They're asking, where's Andy's chicken question? I don't know where it's at. I don't know if it's got lost. I don't know if we have time to submit it, but if you can get it in real quick.
I don't see the question. I couldn't see it. Everybody kept telling me to ask it, but I didn't see where it was actually listed.
Yeah. And I think that'll do it on Q&A. Kelly, shout-outs. What do you got?
How can I follow that ridiculousness? I mean, I don't even know where to go.
I mean,
jeez.
Yeah, we could have went a lot further than that, but
yeah, but we're not gonna.
Yeah, running out of time.
Okay. So my normal people, I always think Booty Tactical, X-Rail, and I'm gonna put in an extra little plug for them because starting on Friday, they're gonna have a giveaway on their Facebook. That's gonna run till the end of August, and they're gonna give away something really neat. So if you're not a fan of them, go on Friday. You can start signing up for the giveaway. That'll be awesome. And then Frog Lube, Lane Tech USA, Animal Customs, who makes my jerseys and the jerseys for the Akai shooting team, by the way. They look very slick. Tatcom, Fail Zero, Benchmade Knives, Notch Gear, and Mr. Brock Wilson at Patriot Cases, who is awesome. Everybody loves the Brack.
Yeah,
Yes.
the Brack is awesome. Schwell, what do you have in your end, man? The chicken
Well,
question.
all of the stroking talk, all I could think about was Dustin and Steve. I want to give them a shout out.
Shout out to Tootsie.
Is that all you got, Schwell?
No. Guys, come and check me out, Schwell11 here on YouTube. I got a lot of stuff coming, and every week I keep saying that. Eventually, those videos will hit, and you can also check out written reviews on thegearlocker.net. That's a website as well as on Facebook. Just put in thegearlocker.net, and you'll get those written reviews. Come and check that out, and don't forget to watch The Shooter's Mindset every week. And one special shout out, I want to give a shout out to Lesgar Speedy Murdoch. If you've watched the preview that we did last week for this show, he provided a lot of video for that, and it was an outstanding example of the kind of guns that Akai Custom Guns has out there, and he uses them to the max. So I just want to give him a shout out and thank him for letting me use those videos last week.
D-Pegs is trying to enter the giveaway, and she says, "Enter me, please enter me in the giveaway." I mean, come on here. We're not doing the enter me in the giveaway stuff. You're killing me here.
She should know better, but
Out
you
of
know
all
what?
people.
Make sure she doesn't win.
There we go. Hold on. We found the chicken question here. Last minute here. If Andy Stevens and Brandon Dubois had a beer drinking, were drinking beer and chicken wing eating contest at a strip club in Vegas, who would accidentally get more wing sauce on the crotch of his jeans, Brandon or Andy?
Frankly, I've seen Brandon drink and spill so much down his chin that I'm betting it's Brandon. We actually have proof of that.
Oh, that's yeah. He already won. Let me see here.
Who needs trolls when you have friends like that?
Yeah. There you have it. Let me see. I had one. There's a couple questions going around on like general costs. You just want to give obviously that's on a gun-to-gun basis, based on what you need to. But if you can give more of a general, if we're looking to build a pistol from the ground up, what could we look to spend? What money should we bring off bat?
I'll start with single sacks. Single sacks are usually between 2,700 to 3,200. Limited guns are between 2,800 to 3,800. Open guns are between 3,800 and 4,800. So we go all the way from the very mild, the kind of guns that most of our competition build, and we go all the way to absolute crazy, top of the line, latest and greatest. So you can go all the way. If you're comparing prices, you can look at where we start, and that's basically what other people are doing, or you can look at our top models, and then yes, the price goes up.
There you have it, man. Whew. Save up, man. At least I know I gotta save up. At least have a limited pistol in mind, but definitely out of my budget. Definitely gonna have to put some more pennies in the piggy bank, and I'll contact you in about 5 years there. And that's shout out to Mayan. I think we got everybody on the shout outs, but myself here. Just want to say subscribe to the channel every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. We have a new guest, new show, great giveaway. Also, I do some review videos. If you guys are interested in me reviewing a product or a gun, anything you got, you can reach us at theshootersmindset@gmail.com. Also want to give a shout out to tacticallife.net, just for being a buddy of mine and supporter of the show since the beginning as well. Also, akaicustomguns.com. That's the website. If we didn't announce it earlier, that's the website. You can go check out what they have available, some designs to give you some ideas, email, phone number, all the contact stuff, so you can be found there. Also, randsbrands.com for being a big supporter for the Rand CLP, great company, great people over there, and Fort Mill Munitions, big sponsor of the show as well. So that's all I have. Giveaway still going on at 12, and this will conclude episode 52 of the
Thank
Shooter's
you so
Mindset.
much for having me. We very much appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate having you. Like you said, we kind of saved you for a while, 52 episodes, and we got you on here. Actually, you were requested quite a few times from some Three Gunner friends. So there you have it. We'll have Speedy on a little bit later, and look forward to that. And that'll do it, guys. Thanks for watching, and we are out.
Thank you.